You think it's just a litter box. You bought a good one. You picked a decent litter. You placed it somewhere out of the way. Everything should work, but something doesn't. Your cat walks up to the box, pauses, scratches the floor next to it, and leaves. Then comes back, and leaves again. And sooner or later, you find the result somewhere else. Not random, not accidental, and not what you expected. Your cat isn't being difficult. They're reacting. And what they're reacting to is something most owners never notice. Because right now, in your home, there's a mismatch between what feels normal to you and what feels safe to your cat. And the worst part? One of the mistakes you're making right now is the exact reason your cat starts avoiding the box completely. Let's break it down. Mistake number 1, the covered litter box that isn't safe. Most people think covered litter boxes are better. They look cleaner, they hide the mess, they feel more private. But here's what your cat experiences. The moment they step inside, their world shrinks. One entrance, one exit, no visibility. And this is exactly when your cat feels most vulnerable. They can't react fast. They can't scan the room. They can't control what's happening around them. And even if nothing ever happens, the feeling is still there, that something could happen. And for a cat, that's enough. But here's the part almost nobody talks about. It's not just about what your cat sees, it's about what they smell. Covered boxes trap odor, even if you clean them, even if you use fresh litter. To your cat, that space builds up intensity over time, and eventually they start associating the box with discomfort. And this is where the behavior begins to change. Not immediately, gradually. They hesitate, they delay, they avoid, until one day they stop using it altogether. The fix: remove the lid, give them a full view of the space, and watch what happens next, because this alone can change everything. Mistake number 2, the location problem. Now here's where most people unknowingly make things worse. Where is your litter box right now? Think about it. Is it hidden? In a corner? Near something loud? Behind a door? Because that's exactly what most people do. They place the box where it's least visible. But to your cat, that makes it less usable. And this is where it gets interesting. Cats don't choose places randomly. If your cat starts going outside the box, pay attention to where. Because they're not making a mess, they're making a statement. They're choosing locations that feel important, places where they spend time, places where they feel present. And they're doing it for one reason. They don't feel secure enough in the current setup, so they create their own. And here's the shift that changes everything. Instead of asking, where should I hide the litter box? Ask, where does my cat feel most in control? Because when you place the box there, behavior starts correcting itself, even if it's inconvenient for you. And the next mistake? This is the one that causes tension even in calm homes. Mistake number 3, not enough options. Most people have one litter box, maybe 2, and they assume that's enough. But here's the rule that changes everything. Number of cats plus 1. One cat, you need 2. And no, this isn't excessive, because this isn't just about usage, it's about choice. Cats don't always want to use the same place every time, and when they don't have options, they create alternatives. Now here's where it gets even more subtle. Even a single cat can reject the box simply because it doesn't feel right in that moment. Time of day, lighting, activity in the house, all of it matters. And here's the mistake almost everyone makes next. They add another box but place it right next to the first one. To you, that's 2 options. To your cat, that's still one location. And if that location feels wrong, both boxes feel wrong. So spread them out. Different rooms, different paths. Give your cat real choices. Because once they have control, they relax. And when they relax, they use the box. But even with perfect placement, there's another mistake that quietly ruins everything. Mistake number 4, the litter you think they like. You pick litter based on one thing, how it smells to you. Fresh, clean, lavender. ocean breeze. But your cat doesn't process smell the same way. To them, strong scents don't feel clean. They feel wrong. And sometimes they feel overwhelming. So instead of making the box more inviting, you're making it less familiar. And here's the moment it shifts. Your cat steps in, pauses, and starts associating that texture and smell with discomfort. Now add dust. Some litters release fine particles when disturbed. Your cat digs and breathes that in, again and again. And over time, that experience becomes something they want to avoid. And when avoidance starts, behavior changes follow. So what actually works? Simple. Unscented, low dust, soft texture, nothing extra. But here's the part that trips most people up. Even when they switch to a better litter, they do it too fast. And to your cat, that feels like their bathroom just disappeared overnight. And when that happens, they don't wait, they adapt. So if you're changing litter, do it gradually. Mix old and new. Let them adjust. Because the next mistake, this is the one that physically pushes your cat away. Mistake number 5, size and comfort. Most litter boxes are too small, and your cat feels it immediately. They step in, try to turn, adjust their position, and something feels off, restricted, unnatural. And remember, this is a moment where they already feel vulnerable, so any added discomfort amplifies everything. And here's the rule that fixes it: at least 1.5 times your cat's body length. More space equals more comfort. More comfort equals more use. Now let's talk about depth. Too little litter? Your cat can't dig properly. And digging isn't optional, it's instinct. It's part of how they feel safe. If they can't bury their waist, they feel exposed. So aim for about 3 inches, enough to dig, enough to cover, enough to feel natural. And here's another detail people miss: high sides. They seem practical, but for older cats or heavier cats, they create resistance. If getting in is uncomfortable, your cat starts associating the box with that feeling. And once that association forms, avoidance begins. But even if everything so far is perfect, there's one final mistake that overrides everything. Mistake number 6, the cleanliness threshold. This is where most setups fail, not because of design, but because of consistency. If you can smell the litter box, your cat noticed it long before you did. And this is where people try to fix it the wrong way. Air fresheners, scented sprays, deodorizers. But instead of solving the problem, they layer scent on top of scent. And for your cat, that creates confusion, not comfort. Because now the space doesn't smell natural, and it doesn't smell clean. It smells unpredictable. And unpredictability leads to avoidance. So the rule is simple: clean regularly. No shortcuts, no masking, just remove the waste. And there's one more mistake that quietly affects behavior: placing the box near food. To your cat, this creates conflict. Food and waste don't belong together. So if they feel that overlap, they start choosing between the two. And sometimes they stop using the box. Conclusion. Here's what all of this comes down to. Your cat isn't rejecting the litter box, they're reacting to how it feels to them. And once you understand that, everything changes. Because now you're not guessing, you're adjusting. So look at your setup again, but this time, don't look at it as a person, look at it as your cat. Ask yourself, is this space predictable? Is it comfortable? Is it safe? Because when the answer becomes yes, the behavior follows, almost immediately. And now I want to know, which one of these mistakes are you making right now? Or what did your cat start doing that made you realize something wasn't right? Drop it in the comments, because chances are someone else is dealing with the exact same thing. And if this changed how you see your cat, subscribe, because once you understand how they think, everything gets easier.